we're back.
Oh, yeah.
So, back to the middle of our investigation into the murder of the dwarf Branrir. I do declare.
We're now standing just outside the home of his son, Bello.
That's correct. And Bello has just invited you in.
Which is handy if any of us were vampires.
Yes.
We are not. Or are we?
So, Bello is wearing a fine shirt, very, very fine, of someone. I mean, it's clearly the shirt of someone who has a bit of money to their name. It's green and it's a fine linen. And it's got yellow and gold kind of inlaid along it, and then it's got a white collar to it. He has a very well kept beard, about this length here. A well kept beard. It's thick, and then he's got a close cut hair that's just kept out of his eyes. You can see that his sleeves are pulled up, and he's clearly been working.
Do we know what he's working on? Can we
he's-
obviously tell?
Yeah, you can see that he's got the fires of a forge lit up, which is odd that he'd be wearing clothes like this.
Yeah, really nice clothes.
It's morning clothes.
Yeah, well, is that a thing?
It is in
Dwarves
fact
weren't-
dwarven custom, and you would know that. Dwarven custom is that you put on your finest
We
clothes.
would have seen that.
Yeah. You put on your finest clothes when you're mourning. You put on your finest clothes, and you complete your best work. And he says, "So, what is it that I can do for you?"
Well, we were, first of all, curious if there was any information you could provide. We've spoken to...
Any information about Dad?
Mm,
I mean, I don't know. I told the other guy, the human. He looks around and he sees that
Oh,
Nullius is
Paladin
with you. And I think
Nullius.
for the last you left Nullius at the games house, and he says, so I told Nullius that basically everything I knew.
How does a dwarf have a son without matriarch's help?
Well, normally they have the matriarch's help. You're asking how I came to be.
Yes, sir.
Well, my dad, he was a good worker, hard worker. The matriarch chose him some decades ago as thanks for prospecting and finding so many valuable resources for the city. And so I was the only offspring of that union to be chosen as a worker. The other 7, all were chosen as warriors, and well, they were all killed at Abydos.
What's Abydos again?
Abydos Temple was the great battle between the forces of the Church of Dawn and the Crown of Thermagath against the vampires.
Correction, it wasn't just the Church of Dawn. That was when the council was.
Oh, that's right.
like-
The entire council.
Yeah, that was before the council of
Yeah.
free races fell, and so the council
Free Races.
of all these different kingdoms had come together to fight against the vampires.
I think there might even have been fallows
The
present.
Fallows were pulled out. They refused to take a side because they felt they were responsible for the vampires.
And so it was basically the Council of Free Races versus the vampires. Fighting on the side of the vampires were...
Yes.
You got Clyde.
Are you okay?
There's a hiss that he's...
Your laptop's doing over duty.
It does that.
Okay. Sorry. I just
fighting
was worried.
along the side of the vampires were a few notable characters. Jalakar of the Akar clan.
Good dude.
Lef, the Neckbreaker.
That is in
who
fact
wrote
where
World's
Jalakar
Fate.
died.
Fighting with the Lord Knight Falcone.
Oh, I know. I was there.
Yeah.
And where
I
Pervin
wasn't.
Stimblebottom murdered the only person who might have ended the war a little bit early and then was shot in the face by Rogier a bunch.
That's true.
So that would be Abydos. And a whole lot of everybody died. The vampires were not quite wiped out, but they were dealt a heavy blow. But they inflicted huge casualties on the council. A really kind of Alamo-esque. I
Yeah.
guess.
What's his name again?
Bello?
Bello. Like a bellows.
Force,
I'm sorry
so
to hear
that
that.
should be an easy mnemonic device. Baldy.
Ball guy. Mole.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What,
Of
do you
course.
want to write something?
About-
Nothing yet. I don't have anything on this guy.
Yeah, well, That was a long time ago.
I look around. The rope I had taken from the crime scene. Is there a rope that matches this?
There's not.
Okay.
And as you're looking around, he continues. He says, "Did a lot of good work that month." I'll say that.
I imagine.
Would there be? I kind of go pull you aside because I don't want to say anything bad though. Would there be any sort of jealousy for his father to be picked for the matriarch?
It would be a source of great pride. Some petty dwarves might hold a grudge, but to be perfectly honest, there aren't enough males for even a large fraction to be chosen. It's an honor, but not necessarily a slight to everyone else. There simply aren't enough of the matriarchs.
There isn't one who would strive to be that one that the matriarch chooses.
Well, of course, everyone
Does
strives.
not.
That's one of the reasons why dwarves are always making themselves useful. That's why we are constantly building, improving, and making. It's part of the culture.
This would be not something to kill over.
I don't think so. And if anything, well, for lack of a better term, the damage has been done.
Do you own the land now?
The land in Branmir's Dive.
Yes, sir.
Well, that depends. The arbiter's supposed to make a ruling tonight, so I suppose we'll find out. I own most of what Dad owned, though.
Do you have any enemies?
Enemies? No, not that I know of. I've never felt like I've made any enemies. I'm good friends with Gendry, and of course,
He seems a fine man.
Tudila is my mentor, but no enemies that I know of.
And Tudila is one of the priestesses that we met.
The
I
younger
say,
one.
there was one last request that's going to seem somewhat strange coming from the surface world with some strange background. However, I think it might be beneficial to us discovering what happened to your father. So,
I
Oh.
outstretch my hand, handshake, and say, pleasant rumblings to you.
Pleasant rumblings
I
in
am,
these dark times.
yes, I apologize for your loss. I am unaware of your customs, and so before I say this, I wish to have you know that if this is rude in any way, I deeply apologize. But where I'm from, when someone dies of causes that are not immediately apparent, we perform a sort of autopsy where we cut the body to see
I
what's
see.
inside.
You want to cut him open?
Unfortunately, we do. But I assure you that I'm very skilled in this, and I can put him back together
she's
just the
also
way that I
given her
found
word to
him.
leave his head intact.
Yes.
I don't know. It's not the custom.
Neither is murder.
Well, you're
When is murder ever the custom?
correct there. I don't know. That's it. The gods like to see you as a whole piece. If you go to the gods, to the ancient ones, in pieces, it's like handing a buyer a craft.
He'll be
that's
sewn back
incomplete
together.
or
It'll
torn
be a
apart.
scar.
Yes, it'll be as if he got wounded in battle. Everything will be put exactly where it was.
Roll persuasion check.
The dwarven guards, the guardsman doesn't seem to mind as
Her,
much.
Ooh.
her beliefs are.
The guardsmen, a lot of the people here, and meaning no offense to
Wait,
them all,
I
but
might have you.
here in Thangorodrim, not as many respect the faith as do in the deep. And it's something I've been working to change as best I could.
It is very much the case that she and those like her are tremendously skilled in this, if little else.
Okay, this is really weird. The silencer's saying a good thing about the Priest of Black.
So it sounds like you don't like her very much.
No, he hates us.
I do not agree with her beliefs, but I do agree with her skill set, and I believe she may be able to help your father find his peace. And
That
everyone
seems
else
like a
find
good thing,
justice.
don't
If
you?
it would,
What was your persuasion check?
I got 7. But
I was hoping to help her.
if if it would make you feel better, I understand we are from different religions and we believe different things, but the people who follow my religion think very highly of Priestess of the Black. We take care of the people who have died, and we leave their souls to their resting place.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with a priest of some false faith.
Well, I assure you I would not do any kind of religious proceedings. It would just be medical.
You roll the percentage check.
The-
By the way, you did help her. She would have had
Oh.
advantage, but he took it away by making that comment. However, that comment was very in character, it's inspiration.
Rude!
I felt like that would have helped.
I got 13 after.
Because a silencer is backing. That's not usual.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. He doesn't know what a silencer is.
Oh, I thought
I got a 13 this time.
A 13. He says you won't say any
There
prayers
wouldn't
over
be
it,
any among the dwarves.
No, I wouldn't think of it.
and you won't do anything unnatural
Well,
to
they're
his
one
soul,
of the guardsmen in the general area.
Well, you could come with.
and you'll keep him away.
Yes, believe it or not, I think as highly of him as you do.
Oh, I see.
Well then, if you promise he won't be
No.
present,
Yes.
Your father did not sign up for afterlife service, so we will not provide it for him.
I don't know what any of that means.
You're promising not to desecrate your father, which is all well and good.
For one of his people,
Former
that's
lines,
a
join
bit
the
out of
afterlife.
line.
He seems in many ways to be a bit out of line.
I suppose it would be allowable.
I will make sure that she does no religious anything, because I am not. So no worries there.
All right. A man who follows no God at all. Well, that's a lost man indeed.
Tips be.
Maybe, but I seem to find my way just fine.
Or so you think.
Milady. Tips beanie. Then we'd love to go back to the body.
All right, to the
He
body.
would love to do that.
He says, "Will that be all then?"
I believe so.
He's not a suspect. So
Not
Right.
even a little bit.
But, you know, he may have useful information to find the suspect.
I know, I just don't have an idea.
Do you have any questions?
I might ask,
Anything about that from?
we understand that you and your father perhaps do not have any important enemies, but any friends?
Oh,
you
I
think?
said I don't have any
Oh.
enemies. My father, well, he's made some abrasions in his day.
I see. And any that would have him dead.
I wouldn't have thought any to do anything like that, no, but here he is.
The night before he passed, had anyone come visiting, looking for him?
Anyone? Well, he had been talking quite a lot to the merchants. Mervyn, I believe, was one, and I didn't catch the name of the other. Lufir, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
He's at Deep Roads.
Yes, those are the two. They had both been trying to talk to him for quite a while, and one of them had brought by that elf he runs around with.
No.
Thala, she's a worker, a liaison of sorts.
I see. Very well, then we will continue our investigation and
No.
let you know what we find.
Quickly, it seems.
Hmm.
The officer's going to
We
make
are.
his decision tonight.
Working on borrowed time.
And good luck to you then.
Right. Then work quickly.
Okay. What do I gotta do, Colby?
Alright, so you're going to the body and you want to perform an autopsy?
Yes. Can I have proficiency because he's dead and I live?
Well,
live
obviously,
with
yeah.
him?
You definitely have proficiency. So here's what I want you to do.
Awesome.
Is first,
A million skill checks.
roll
You're asking
me
for
a...
Skill challenge coming up.
That's what I meant. I have
I'm,
an advantage.
I'm also
Are you,
gonna.
what are you doing?
She
She's
has her
asking.
advantage because he's dead, and she knows not
I know dead
proficiency.
things.
Yeah.
I know I've done autopsy. That's my job.
You're not at advantage, but you do have your proficiency.
I'm
Neither
also.
door.
So
Well,
first,
How many doors can
wait, I'm also gonna give the blessings of viewing and cast guidance on you.
oh, there you go.
Ooh, is that a D4?
So you can just do guidance each time if you want to just say prayers repeatedly as...
I'll just
Oh.
sit back in the back.
break the roll a little bit, that's fine.
Yeah. so-
He's not
He's
watching.
praying over me
This
to
is true.
have a steady hand.
Yeah.
That's
not
true. As long
over
as you're
his
not
soul.
touching the body or indicating towards the body.
So, then each one you'll get to add a d4 to since he's continually casting guidance on you. So with your first check, what you need to do is a dexterity with your proficiency, because this is your embalming tools and
Scalpel.
Was it?
So what you got?
It was like this. It's totally.
I reckon.
So what you got?
Come on.
I think she's rolling.
You want us to mess this up on the first hurdle of the skill challenge?
I do.
That's a 6, 26.
26.
But natural 20. So
All right, nice. So yeah, very easily you manage to open up the body at the chest area. You slice it very cleanly, and you manage to pull apart the skin.
Yeah, is anyone in the room with me?
Me.
Is
Negative.
everyone?
He's in there.
Absolutely.
It's
not.
just you and Oz, I think.
This is not my part of the
And one of the
investigation.
dwarf ones, right?
I think.
And, yeah, one of the
I
dwarves.
think.
Being-
I think I'll be present.
All right.
Also, being a priest of the green, I'm gonna keep my eyes out for any form of fungi,
For any fungi or
Plant life.
anything? Okay, cool.
anything that could be of detriment to the input.
All right. So in that case, the
Lungs.
next challenge is I need you to roll me a nature check.
Can I cast guidance on me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, do green. That's right. I chose red.
So
so
as you
red.
slice open the stomach, roll me another.
Can I have looked for the fungi as well? For him?
That's very good.
He'd be the one who'd be most
Okay.
qualified.
May work out.
Plus 8.
So what's your total?
14.
14.
20.
So yeah, you slice open the stomach. It's not the cleanest cut you've ever made, but it's a nice clean cut. You don't seem to have damaged anything inside.
20 total.
So there's a lot of fungus in his stomach. It's one of the most common things they eat. However, you can identify. There's a couple you don't recognize. You don't know them.
May I take samples?
You can take samples of them. Yeah. There's a couple you don't recognize. Most of them, however, and most of them are. I mean, they're all partially digested.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them you recognize as edible fungi and things like that. That they seem like natural parts of the diet. The ones you don't recognize, judging by their texture and their properties and things, you would guess that they would have been from deep, deep underground.
Is there any form of plant life plaguing his lungs?
It doesn't look like there's anything in the lungs. No.
Just in the stomach.
Right.
This-
Now roll me a medicine check, Haley.
Was there any red fungus?
Another
Yikes.
Jeez, dude.
Oh, but a.
Oh, but a 4.
4d4.
So a 10 plus 4 is 14.
14.
Alright.
Okay. As you continue to look through the body, you can see that near, as he pointed out, the lungs, he has to do a slice up near lungs.
I
And
did.
you can see that up near the upper half of the chest, several of his veins and arteries seem to be swollen.
Which I know what that means.
You do.
Well, what do you want to take a look at now?
I mean, why are his things swollen?
Are they swollen because there's something in there, or could they have been irritated?
Well, I don't know.
May I roll
no,
a
my medicine check?
medicine check?
You can slice them open if you want.
That seems like a bad idea, but I'll do it.
I would
Well,
feel them before you
where-
slice
You
them
would feel
open.
them first?
Yeah, I'd
You
rather
can roll a
feel
medicine
them.
check then.
Okay.
Feel.
I just looked down and am I able to see the veins and stuff just from where I'm standing?
You're not really experienced with this kind of thing.
I'll ask. Just so, what do you see?
While I'm doing all this cutting and stuff, I'm commenting on things just out loud.
Oh, okay.
So
Like a doctor would be
So
recording.
she's just,
Yeah.
she's just Morden.
Because we're
Just
CSI.
Yeah. I usually have someone with me who takes notes while
So
I do
you
this.
did say swollen
11.
arteries and veins
Yeah.
and stuff?
11 medicine.
So
As you feel,
it's
you don't
hollow?
feel like there's anything in there necessarily.
Mhm.
Although
Do they
That's my-
do they feel
that's my-
stiff?
bit.
That's odd. I say his arteries are a bit stiff. Normally, when you pass away, your arteries become limp. So
You do know that. There you go. I didn't know that for sure. So then I'm gonna trust him.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to stitch up an artery, but
I mean, it's an artery. How are they gonna find out?
well, he asked not to. So I'm gonna
So
do it.
another dexterity then. Another dexterity with your tools.
Ooh.
Oh, but another 4. My
That's
goodness,
tasty.
this D4 is the best D4. 5, 14, 18.
18.
Not bad.
Okay, so as you open it up, you can see that, especially as you get closer and closer to the heart, there's a lot of pressure buildup, and there's a lot of plaque lining the inside
Oh,
of the
great.
areas.
Do you have a heart attack?
Maybe.
Possible.
But he also has weird things in it. So can I deduce
Weird things?
weird fungus in his tummy?
He has fungus you don't recognize.
Yeah. So could I
Fungus I don't
possibly
recognize.
put together that the fungus?
Induced the heart attack?
Yeah.
Roll me a medicine check.
There were things.
Can
that
I
did
assist on that?
This is just a deduction,
Cool.
I think.
that. So how much?
In fact, make this one an investigation check.
Oh man.
Even worse.
Yeah, that's way worse. Can I go back to medicine?
No, this one's a I'll let you do medicine.
Her
Since I'm right there next to her, I don't know. I'm not sure if Ozzy
11.
could deduce
roll.
that.
Is this cover?
So, you can't connect
Maybe?
necessarily the
No, that's
fungus
fine.
to it. You can't rule it out,
I'm rolling my-
but you can't connect the fungus to it. However, it doesn't look like there's enough buildup that this would have been a natural heart attack.
Yeah.
It was induced by something. It wasn't simply he had a bad diet and it was his time.
What
It
What-
was definitely
Yeah.
induced by
does the heart look healthy?
so as you take a look at the heart, it looks like it has burst. Yeah, it's not looking great.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Good to know.
So it was definitely, I'll say this, it was definitely his heart that gave out on him. That's what killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like it shouldn't have happened without some sort of outside meddling.
Would this help at all? Or would that just be for battle?
I think that was mainly for battle. Yeah.
Okay.
So he had to have got something in his system. So if,
Maybe.
Maybe.
It could have been induced by a poison. It could have been induced by repeated,
Which would be
maybe
hard.
strangling and panic. It could have been induced by
There was some
stress.
strangling.
It could
there
have
was
been
indeed
induced
strangling.
by. It could have been induced by magic. It could have been induced. I mean, there's all sorts of things
Well,
that could have
I
caused it.
detected magic before and didn't find it.
Well, you didn't find any current magic,
This is true.
but there could have been some before.
I felt like there would have been a trace on him if that were the case. But no, perhaps not.
so does this look like something I might have seen before?
That you might have run into before.
Yeah, you
I
know
mean,
where.
you've seen
you know
seen
where
heart
I live.
attacks before. You've seen heart failures before, but you haven't. I mean, you're not used to operating on
I'm
drugs.
since I don't think that he would care if I took the fungus, I would love to take
Yeah, we can
the
do
fungi out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to use my it's not channel divinity, my paladin feature to detect hallowed or unhallowed
Divine
area.
sense.
Divine sense to see if, because you said there might have been traces of old magic. I don't know if it was perhaps dark enough. It might have been considered.
So,
a
you don't sense
desecrated
anything
area.
hallowed or unhallowed or anything like that. It doesn't seem like
Except for
anything's
him.
holy or
You're
unholy.
gonna check some undead outside though.
Yeah.
I get that one like that's,
Uh,
it's the
It's a
it's
full
the fellow,
salon.
it's the fellow's hand. So that's all I got.
yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna take samples of most of the fungus, including the good ones, so that we can just be like, hey, we found this.
Well, do I know that the good ones couldn't have caused it?
Yeah, looking at most of the good ones, you
I'm
know
gonna
that they
take
were.
I'm gonna take
There's
the ones that
also a
don't
bit
know.
of meat in his stomach. I didn't mention that before, but there is some.
What
do you-
kind?
Roll initiative.
Do I recognize more of the fungus than he does?
15.
Probably not.
15.
Nice.
So the meat appears to be it's definitely red meat, and it seems to be some. It doesn't look like anything that you've seen on the surface, but it seems to be some sort of large underground pack animal.
Deep breath.
I'll take a slice of that as well.
Okay, cool.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm gonna chew on it.
It's more like crumbles than, but yeah.
I'm gonna ask Oz if he'd like to look at anything specific. Other than the head.
I've got my fungi.
Cool. Then I'm gonna stitch him back up.
I'd like to assist in that process.
All right.
Because I'm
Roll.
gonna get
No, but you get guidance. So roll me another dexterity with your proficiency.
This is the most important one.
Oh!
Yeah! Not 20.
There you go.
And then max guidance.
It's perfect.
So, 29.
With the green god on your side,
You
take. He actually hands you a bit of sort of thread, and that you pluck from your hair, And as you thread with it, it's clear that it's woven from some type of plant material.
Yeah, take it from plant.
Yeah, well that's the thing, but
Yeah.
I figure you're keeping it in your hair. And so it's woven from some sort of plant material, and as you stitch back up, it fades behind, leaving no scar.
Told you. The
Um,
We're never
green.
there.
I'm gonna need to speak with you about this. I might need to find some for my practices back
You need to
home.
get her some of that.
It was a blessing from you, and may not happen again.
So he's great now, right? He's perfect. Everything's back the way it should be.
Yeah. It doesn't even look like you've cut him open.
Good.
It's just a bit dead. Still.
I call over.
There's blood in places.
Can I check
My
out his
friend.
tongue?
His tongue?
Yeah, lots of fungi disrupt
Sure.
how tongues look.
Yeah, roll me a,
Well, I mean, like, could discolor it like yellow or
No, I
green
know
or
what
black.
you mean, it's just the way you
No,
say it.
you
Sorry.
just sammed the sentence a little bit.
So yeah, as you pull out his tongue,
It's
he's
all
like,
good.
well,
Oof.
medicine.
Bluff.
Medicine or nature?
Medicine.
10.
10. Looks like a normal tongue. About the color of a dwarf tongue.
Yeah, I call over my friend here and I say, if you wouldn't mind, could you look this over, and that way when we go back to Bello, you might tell him that it looks pristine.
And it does. And I've already
Take a picture.
I've already checked to make sure that there's nothing untoward going on as far as Lorimir will tell me. So, no.
Well, I think that's about the best dang job I ever did see.
Says the guard.
Your uncle wasn't able to match
It's
that?
the hand booster destroyed.
My
Oh, sorry.
No, nothing like that.
I sort of lean
Perhaps
over,
you should take lessons.
and I'm going to take pride in this. This is a beautiful job. And I say, is it perhaps better than those boars your uncle stitched up?
Well, I just told him that it was. But of course, my uncle, he wasn't stitching them back up. He was just
That's
cutting them
fair.
open.
That's
He
fair.
had no reason to put them back. I mean, they're just boars.
Intelligence is 8. I'm done.
I
here.
resent that. My intelligence is 6.
I very awkwardly sort of look at him
I
like,
ain't no nerd.
He rolled for
Nerd.
stats.
yes, well, good day. Thank you for, yes, and then I leave.
All right. He's inspiration for the awkwardness. So he's actually a genius. He graduated from MIT. It's just you're just ascribing stereotypes to him based on his accent. Okay.
Okay.
So
It's based on the chewing.
I've already stated that Oz is a racist. So.
that's fair. That's fair.
So,
All right, where to?
what did we find?
Well, we found some trace of fungus.
I don't really know what this fungus is. I've never come across it before.
And his,
But I know that it only kind of grows in the deep.
and his
As,
heart.
as you can tell by this fungi, it has no form of photosynthesis on top. So it has more of a bioluminescence.
I will defer to your judgment.
The Coraldros is about as deep as you're going to get without reaching the domain of the deep goblins. And his heart had given out. But did I understand you correctly, Elf, that his heart had not... It didn't look as though it was natural, is that correct?
Yes, it was strange. It did appear to be plausible that it was caused by stress, but considering that he was tied up and strangled, I believe that it might have been induced by the fungus in his stomach, or he might have ingested something orally, but there was no traces.
It might be worthwhile to see if we can find the fungus in the church.
I'd love to go find out this fungus.
We do not have nearly enough time for that.
Not right now,
We're
but-
short on time. Well, the arbiter is rendering his decision tonight. Which,
We need
how
to
long
talk.
do we have?
Oh, you still have like 6 or 7.
Okay, good.
The companies.
Dwarves are difficult to poison and we're difficult to enchant, but it is possible that repeated exposure or simply an unlucky dosage was able to get past his natural resistance.
And there's a lot of fungus out there. It's pretty potent, as you could tell from your eyes that you came across.
Yes.
Don't doubt the gifts in you, eh?
Gift.
It was a gift for someone.
The merchant companies, you said.
Yes, they undoubtedly would have information for us.
I feel that we should go speak with the High Mountains, the people that feel like they should take out the temple. Because I don't quite agree with that.
Well, we do not know if it is the High Mountains that believe they should cut down the temple. It is one of the two.
That was speculation on my part.
But I agree, we should speak with both, in fact. And as well as Thefrin, who was accused of the cheat.
Right. Make sure when we talk to the companies that you leave Yuane out of this. And the black as well.
No,
It's safer that way.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
You are aware that you do bring up your god with astounding regularity.
That's because I believe in her. So
A god that needs that much reinforcement seems to be rather small.
it's not reinforcement, Silencer. It's more of a praise of the gifts that she gives me daily. But you wouldn't understand that.
Oh, perhaps not. The only gifts I've received from your god were blindness.
So it's a gift for me.
Inspiration.
I understand nothing.
I understand nothing.
What are you talking?
Let's go talk to
You
merchants.
must have put in the effort.
Who do you want to talk to first?
The
Let's go High Mountain.
I don't know where we would find them, but
But
In the High
they're
Mountains. We can-
presumably a fairly.
Yeah, I mean they've got a.
God, they're over there.
Yeah, everybody knows where their rep and their office would be.
That's Mervin.
So as you head off to the High Mountains Company, towards their representatives, you're passing along a road, and a guy steps out onto a balcony and looks down at you, and he says, "Hey, you fellas, them trying to solve the murder?
We are.
Oh, good. I might have something for you."
You don't
Well,
say.
We're going there right now. What is it?
All right, stay right there. I'll be right back. And he walks back into the door,
I don't like this. Oh,
and then that door and several others fly open,
oh.
and you have weapons leveled at you.
I see.
Place yourselves anywhere right here.
Guys, we're doing combat.
Oh,
Come
no.
on, Matt.
All right, so yeah, anywhere right here in these 9 squares.
Well, this is definitely helping the investigation along.
Add a D4. for
Oh
initiative.
yeah, initiative plus D4.
The map.
Esteem's like, I think it's all coming together
Do I
now.
get Hoofy in this?
These
You
make
get
sense.
hoofy? No, not here.
No,
Because you wouldn't have been
Hoofy.
writing your hoofy.
No, Hoofy on the road.
Oh dang, boy.
Oh, Poopy.
To see a better image of the map, visit our Instagram page.
Or buy us a better top-down camera
Or
that we don't
do
have.
to do that, go to
So
Patreon.
far, we do not have one of those.
The Instagram is D20 Theater.
I wasted that crit. Awesome.
Bummer. I've wasted no crits.
20 plus 2 minus 1.
What terrain are we technically in, Colby?
Terrain, you're
Mountain?
in like mountain
These.
underground.
These terrain.
You're not. Yeah, here you're not technically underground, but you're in a mountain. The sky is still overhead.
Between mountains.
So
Oh, Poopy.
foreign, what you got?
I have 21.
Nice.
Oh.
Not bad. There you go.
I
21.
wonder why you went and got your laptop. Not
Osborne.
laptop, but iPad. I got a 8.
8.
Ooh,
It's Steam.
22.
22.
man, you guys were ready.
UI.
Wow.
Bless you.
16.
Listen.
16.
I do not need your blessings.
And Thaddeus.
As he dies.
14.
14. Alright.
We're just gonna do a Dane Cook skit now. Is that what's happening? Don't need your blood. I'm an atheist.
So,
Oh, you
You
never
can
sent me
see-
5th edition?
Who needs them?
you can see that up here, having just popped around this corner. Well, in fact, you can see that there's somebody. He's got a crossbow bolt kind of poking out around that corner, but he hasn't poked around yet. And you can see another guy with a crossbow right there. up on a balcony. The guy who is talking to you is right here at this door. There's another guy who's popped out from a door on the first floor of this building, and another that's popped out on this side.
Well, he's important.
He's
How high
painted.
above us are? Is it 5 foot?
This is 10 feet up
Okay.
on that ladder there, on any of those ladders, and 10 feet up by the staircase.
Is that everyone?
That is everyone. So
That we can see.
that puts us at a steam.
I was
You're
afraid of
first.
that. Well, well, I feel betrayed by the guy who talked to us first. So I'll just say to him, this is not helping your case with this investigation. And I'll try to chill touch that dude
All right.
and slip back behind the wall here.
All right.
So that chill touch is going to be...
I forgot. How high are these again?
Ooh, a 19
This
on
is
the die
10
is going to
foot
be
on
a
the balcony.
24. I know.
Nice.
It's these very nice bone dice
8 or 9.
doing the
Quick,
job.
quick.
So this is roughly 20 feet up on top of the building.
So that guy's probably going to take 7 necrotic damage.
So what's the what's
That's
it
a
hit?
24.
Yeah.
24. That's gonna hit.
Oh
7
yeah,
necrotic.
for 7 necrotic
Yeah,
damage.
and Steam just hit with a chill touch.
And
Does
he
this happen
can't heal
3
himself
times?
for this round.
All right. There you go. Florin.
Okay. I guess I'm just going to run up the front.
All right.
And as I pass that guy over to the left as he's talking to him, I say, "If only you were the first to do that." And I obviously didn't fall for that crap at all, one bit. I was right here, 5, 10, 15, 20.
All right.
Or actually, I don't need to be that close.
There you go.
Right there. And taking my pike, and what is he having? Does he have an axe in his hand? And a shield?
No, that guy actually, he's just coming out and he's like in a fighting stance, but he's unarmed.
Oh, okay.
How unfortunate.
Well, I'm just taking my pike, and I'm just gonna thrust it into his shoulder or something. Like
All right, cool. Roll that attack.
that. Pike. So I don't need a D12. Unfortunately, you can take this back. That's poop.
Bummer.
What size are these people?
They're dwarves. They're medium. Yeah.
15.
15 will hit. So you take your pike and you thrust it forward. He sort of
Small.
grabs it and shoves it aside, but it still glances against his shoulder.
For 11 damage.
11 damage. All right.
And I will go ahead and give Thaddeus tactical repositioning from the 2 command points I had from last time.
So is that move my speed forward?
Yep.
All right.
And I'm gonna mark him as a bonus action.
Yeah, we haven't even taken a short rest since then.
Nope.
We've just been rolling out the gates.
Mhm.
That's it for me.
All right. So then that puts us at UI as Thaddeus goes running forward.
Yeah.
Woo!
You just give me a clear opening, so I just barrel forward,
And we
shield
can
bleeding.
Just, like wall that.
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, here we
So this is 10 feet, right?
Right.
Okay. Boop. There's a ladder right there, though.
There is.
That's me. Oh, sorry.
And the ladder does take, 20 feet about to go up because you're on the ladder.
Say that one more time.
You can't run, or you can't go up a ladder as fast as you can run forward.
Yeah.
So it's difficult.
So
right?
it's difficult terrain to go up the ladder.
Alright, I pop up there on the ladder. I have enough movement, let's be real. And
With an axe.
I throw an axe at him as I get on the top of the ladder. Oh, maybe not.
So yeah, as you come up to the crest of the ladder, like before you get over the top, you peek up, roll an axe, and then duck back down. What's the hit?
13. 8 plus 5 is 13.
13 will hit. Hey.
boom. Check out what's out.
Well, I did a total of 4 whole damage. So not very
That's
good.
something.
Right. Well, axe
I rolled a-
rolls
I
towards
rolled
him. At the last second, taking his crossbow, he sort of knocks it aside, but the butt of it still slams into his cheek.
Wait, not done. I then run up to him, and I... So the axe is on the floor now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Watch
not,
your
it's
mouth.
not intentional.
Watch your mouth.
Then I just, I
Enunciate.
Yeah, when you're in the club, put your axe on the floor.
No, I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna punch him right in the nose to like break his nose. Okay, well that's cocked.
That is a lot.
There you go.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I mentioned I made a mistake before. I mentioned that he was wielding a crossbow. He's not with the crossbow. The ones with the spears have the crossbows. He's unarmed, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
well now I feel bad.
What a
If you were
fool.
unarmed. unarmed.
What? So are
I
you.
suppose.
Well, I have axes.
Yeah, but not right now.
Well, I have like 6 more under my skirt. 21.
21 will hit.
I add things to this, right? I get to add.
You get to add your dexterity.
Okay, good.
If you want.
It's been a while since we played, y'all. 5 whole damage.
Okay.
I've been playing card games and stuff.
So yeah, you break his nose as
Oh,
you
that's rude.
as you knock him back. His head goes reeling.
That's right, I do. And then I just sort of object interaction to pull out an axe and like get ready to like
All right, cool.
get him with it.
Thaddeus.
All right. Well, I haven't really used anything
I could still
during
use this right now, but I feel like it's useless.
last fight. I could throw some magic around, but yeah, I'm gonna. I feel betrayed. So then, as I rush forward with Farron's careful, Farron, excuse me, terribly sorry, Farron's careful leadership, then I'm gonna. Where the heck? There we go. Sorry, I had the wrong thing. Then I'm now again sort of glimmering with that golden light from my battle vigor fighting style for that 10th HP. And I raise a weapon up towards the currently not visible sky, but Lorimir's presence is far-reaching, and the head of my spear begins to glow faintly as I cast Divine Favor upon myself. And I'm charging forward, and I'm going to strike at this gentleman here.
All right.
Wait, these two dudes, what are they wielding as far as weapons?
Which two?
Goes?
I didn't
see that.
These two. that are
Unarmed,
right here.
and then the one who's got the fiery red beard there. He is holding a battle axe.
I'm probably gonna need
He's got a battle axe in one hand and a spear in the other.
Yeah, I feel like I'm probably gonna have to hold that guy. So I'm gonna attempt to go hold that guy. So I charge forward, shield leading, and just kind of like slam my shield into him, and then thrust forward with my spear.
All right.
Hiya!
No.
That's it. That's a 10.
A 10? Yeah, so as you go rushing towards with your spear, he takes his battle axe and hooks it onto your spear with the hook and knocks it aside. Is that all
Nice.
you've got?
Yeah, that's.
So he responds by taking his spear and plunging it towards you. And that's gonna be a 22 to hit
Okay.
for 8 piercing damage.
You gotta poke
He
him
then
in the side.
releasing your spear, he swings his battle axe down into you for 19 to hit.
Yeah, huh?
For 12. Wow, that's max
Nice.
slashing damage.
I'm glad it's me.
And he, like, as he's fighting, you can see this guy is definitely a trained warrior. The others just look like bruisers and brawlers, but this guy is a warrior.
Yeah.
And now that you're close, you can see that his nose has been broken a few too many times. He's got a couple scars on his arms and his face. This guy's seen some stuff.
He's much more seasoned than I am.
All right, Osborne.
I'm the dwarf.
Oz, watch Bossy go up. Boss, you're right up there.
Uh-oh.
Fine, I'll go help out the big boys.
Really wish I had
5,
sleep
10,
right
15, 20. As I'm walking, vines begin attaching to my back, and I'm walking through the vines, and the vines begin getting bigger and bigger, and I become a vine blight, as you can see from this.
Vine Blight's just medium, I think.
I know, okay.
That's
I become a vine blight.
That's pretty viney.
That's pretty viney.
This one's got vines on it.
Yeah, that one's got vines on it. So I'm gonna become
Oh, you
this
Well,
one.
no, you gotta show
Hold it
them
for the
it.
camera.
Oh my god.
This is the real one. This is the one he's
Dude.
really
This is the one
doing.
we're actually doing.
Wow.
That's a vine blight.
There it is. Oh boy, what noise they make?
That's the noise Vine Blights make.
He's a
They're just like weird. They're just like weird drowning ducks. They're dungeon ducks.
All right, what are you doing?
Hitting them.
Yes, I am. I was gonna do it AOE, but I decided not to.
I'm not gonna use your D10.
I'm going to constrict one of them.
Okay.
Push it crit.
Which one?
I'm gonna do the guy with the axe, not the one that's on Thaddeus, but the one in front of
Alright.
the. Because I can reach him. Well, technically, I can reach the dwarf in front of Thaddeus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have a 10-foot reach?
I do.
Right on.
Can if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the big bad guy.
Alright.
My vine is gonna reach out almost like Doc Ock throwing one of his
Flashy.
things.
Alright.
How does a 15 versus AC?
15 will not do it. Your vine comes out and he chops through
Hold
it.
on, it says +4 to hit. Would I use my own proficiency
No,
with
no.
this? Okay.
Yeah, so he chops through the vine as it comes reaving towards him. And that's it.
As I scream out,
Alright.
and the vine comes back.
Up on UI, the dwarf there,
He's alright.
he's standing there like right next to you,
I'm ready.
and he swings now
Was that
his
Tekken?
fist directly into your face for 22, dealing 5 damage.
My
You
word.
said your dice sucked today.
They do, but this is the app.
Oh, yeah.
So
I call bullcrap. Use your own dice.
it would take so much longer. So
Those are loaded.
He hits you right in the nose, and then he takes an elbow to your chin,
Ooh.
swinging up for a 23 to hit.
Okay.
Boss, you are
Yeah,
you were
right.
good.
7 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, we're being battered here.
Over there on in the middle of
By dwarves. We're
all
being beer
this,
battered.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
this guy steps forward, and the dwarf says, "Should never have come here." And he swings up a. He swings up a
He's
fist.
a bandit
Let's
from
see.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
He's gonna go. All right, he's gonna go for Farin.
Poopy.
Farin, that's a 14 to hit
No, sir.
and a 13 to hit.
No,
So your armor is
sir.
too thick. As he swings up, you take a gauntlet and catch his fist in your
Nice.
hand, and just squeeze down.
He's the,
Worth my
he's
time.
the one. Or you're the one that we need to get hit.
You are
See,
worth
good
my
point.
time.
Up on the balconies, using their allies as a distraction. That one that Haley's got her hands on, he's gonna fire down at the Vine Blight with his crossbow. And that's a 14 to hit.
Vine Blight. Does it hit a Vine Blight 14?
What proficiency are we at right now? 2?
No, it's whatever the
No,
Vine
it's
Blight's
just-
AC
it's
is.
AC.
No, it
doesn't
also
change.
adds proficiency. When you read druid shape, your AC is also included in the
I'm
proficiency.
pretty sure that's not the
think
case.
Oh, well then, yes, it hits.
Alright.
How much health do you have?
That's a hunter. A beast
Yeah,
can
it's
be
makes
an-
sense what you're thinking of. So it deals 4 piercing damage to you.
Okay.
He puts his foot in the crank of it, and in the stirrup, and then yanks it back again, taking another shot, and that's going to be a crit against him.
Dang.
Bummer.
Dealing
Crossbow
7
extra
piercing
here?
damage.
That's some.
Mm.
Well, he
was
has
the
multi-attack, and it says he makes 2 crossbows.
What was the first?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see.
The first die was a 4
His second crossbow
4
attack is
damage,
just like reloaded.
and then I think the second was 7.
Okay.
Alright. And then this one up here, again using his allies as sort of a distraction, is going to fire down at we'll say at Farin.
Alright. Take a hit, Farin.
That's an 11
Oh my gosh.
and a 13,
They can't do it!
You are not worth my time.
and that puts us at a steam.
Oh, back to me again. Okay.
Kobe, what's a flower
Well-
shroud?
A flower shroud? I don't
It's
remember
in
its
5th
stats.
edition
What
enemies.
would you
Yeah,
like?
it's in
Honestly, I don't think
Oh,
that
I
I
didn't
don't
see
think
that.
that there's
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
that I
I'm
need to
gonna
move
let
away
you
for.
this way
Me too.
and shoot him in the back.
I can
I
also
think
do that.
I'll start doing
I can
that,
also
but when I
do
get to
that.
the corner there,
Shouldn't you
I'll
have to do it?
Oh, you
fire
can.
off another chill touch
Do you
at
have it
that
on your
dude.
Dropbox right now?
Chill touch of that guy?
Yeah, the same dude that.
Alright, that
you guys
Joy's
on.
fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's I get 11.
11 will not do
Yeah.
it.
Doesn't quite get there, and then we're gonna keep going around the corner there.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, cool. Then Farin.
Alright, let's get you out of the way. Just take my pike and I'm just going down into. I'm like. Just going down into his clavicle.
Alright, sounds good.
I like the clavicle.
You do. It's kind of your thing.
It is 22.
Power word.
22 will hit.
That word is clavicle.
Nice damage. 12.
Alright, as you plunge your pike downward, you pierce him up, plunging him down straight through him into the ground where he's pinned. Tearing out your pike, you're able to move on.
Oh,
Oh dang.
Nice,
I like
well done.
that command.
You got a guy.
I'm
The
gonna
vine
do-
blight goes.
I'm gonna do, let's see, I was here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and get right.
Alright.
10-foot reach, so.
That's true.
And I can't do anything in the bonus action, so that's it.
Alright, cool. Then that puts us at UI.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Sounds like a lot of dice.
Well, I'm gonna do both of them at once.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It's the
swing
ring
in
that's
at his
actually-
ribs.
Alright.
It does that too. That was this one. Oh, I missed my punch. And I got a 21
21 to hit. Alright, that'll hit.
for 9 damage.
Alright.
And then
And as you take your axe to his ribs, you cut right into the rib cage, shattering his ribs. Are you going to kill or knock out, by the way?
they attacked me.
Let's keep
Alright, so shattering through his rib cage, his ribs bend inwards, breaking, piercing his lungs, and he is choking to death on his blood.
And I
Deserve it.
start to say, let the
Bamboozler.
black take you, but I stop mid-sentence and I say,
JK.
return to the stone, and I close
All
my
right.
eyes.
All right. Inspiration.
Go back your spot.
Thaddeus.
Right, as she's charging up ahead. I could stop and heal myself, but nah. So as he cuts in twice, I say, "You're going to have to try harder than that," and I'm swinging in. Oh wow! How's a 14?
Again, he takes his battle axe, he hooks it, and he pulls it way aside and responds. And he no longer has an ally there, so he doesn't have advantage anymore. But he responds with the spear straight to your gut for 17.
Nope.
All right. And then taking his battle axe, he swings that around for a crit.
Redo that, please.
All right. Thank you. Let's see.
Because I can only do that against enemies.
I like
25 instead.
so not a crit. That's good.
All right. For 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
That was a good use of it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like hugging that ladder, by the way.
Osborne, you're up.
I really
Same.
feel like that ace has been a best
Are you going
this battle so far.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that guy.
The needle blight's gonna, not the needle, the vine blight is gonna be in tow with Thaddeus, right next to him.
All right.
Right next to him. There you go.
I got confused on who was who.
He's gonna look at Thaddeus and then launch one of his one of his vines over to try to grab this culprit by the throat.
All right.
This heinous.
Culprit. Heinous.
Nice.
Where? What is that from? That's from the Office.
That's from the Office.
But what is it? I can't remember the one. 19 versus AC.
19 will hit.
Nice.
You grab him by the
got
throat,
to
you yank
hit him
him
now.
forward. He starts hacking at it with his axe, but he's not breaking through.
I will
Nice.
pray to Thor himself.
To Thor, this heinous culprit.
It's heinous deed.
That's 10 total damage.
10 damage, nice.
Pretty solid hit.
Yeah, I know. If I could grapple him if he was a larger or smaller target, but I'm medium currently, so.
No,
He
he
is
is
a large or
large or
smaller
smaller
target.
target. You have him grappled.
Oh, nice! I have grapple.
Does it say anything else about the grapple?
Escape DC.
Escape
Four.
DC,
But
and I
is
would
he-
use my DC,
Well,
correct?
No, it's that DC.
Whatever it is.
Okay, so go ahead and roll strength.
Well, he does that on his turn as an action.
And he is also restrained.
He is also
He is
restrained.
restrained.
There you go.
You've got advantage to hit him.
Nice.
So I went, and I'm just holding him.
Oh, and I get to go before his
All
next
right.
turn.
That's why I
Nice.
nodded at you.
All right, that puts us
See
at
him, like, tied
the
up with the vines.
crossbowmen. So up there,
Unfortunate.
one of them,
I am hugging that ladder. Yeah.
since you're on him as a threat, he's gonna fire down into you. So he got an 11 and a 6 to hit.
Like I said.
The other over there,
I'm right.
If there was a god,
He's
he'd be
getting
going.
sandwiched.
he again is going to use his allies as a distraction. And seeing that you've got his buddy grappled, he's going to fire at you.
Cool.
Yes.
So that's an
Ladder
11
worked.
with the first attack. Wow.
No,
He had advantage and rolled 4 11s.
missed all of them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was really weird. All right, and so 2 crossbow bolts. One of them comes flying towards you and you catch it with a vine. The other comes straight towards you, pierces the vine, but not deep enough to
It
cause
just
you real
opens
permanent
up so the
damage.
arrow can go
Yeah,
through.
There you go. And it's you.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep running.
I am vine
And I'm
blight.
going to, charging into this guy, do a shocking grasp at him.
Oh, good.
Nice. For 11 to hit.
Is he wearing
Well-
metal armor?
Is he wearing that?
As you come up behind this guy with the shocking grasp, you grab him by the shoulders, and electricity arcs through his body, and you've hit.
Nice. So for
there he is.
5 lightning damage.
Yeah, he's wearing leather armor, and that's it.
Leather armor. Okay,
So
well then I barely got through it. That's nice.
Are you gonna?
Yeah, that'll be 5 lightning damage, and I'm going to continue running and leap across to this balcony.
All right,
Nice.
so
So it's a
since
10-foot
we're
jump.
mid-battle, what I want you to do is roll me an athletics or acrobatics check.
I'm probably better at athletics, honestly. Well, okay, I'm better at acrobatics. I'm proficient in athletics.
So athletics.
So I'll be
that's
athletics because that's what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
That is a 17.
All right, yeah.
Wow.
So you go running and leap across this gap, landing on the other side real cleanly, and quickly are able to turn
So
and
what
move
is
What a
that?
cool
Right?
maneuver,
1, 2,
yeah, I know.
3,
This is just
4,
still-
5, 6. I'm charging towards
Probably
this
got
crossbowman now.
All right.
I'm aggressive.
And he's
I'm aggressive.
He's
You're
not
like-
stunned, but he can't take reactions.
yeah.
He's a little,
And what was the
little
damage on that?
zapped.
I'm sorry.
5 lightning.
All right, cool.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Farin.
Focus on him, knock him out, but make him suffer. Right in the spine.
Oh, man.
On this dude?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And advantage,
You
right?
got advantage. Kick his face in.
Alright, that's a 20
All right, 20 will hit.
for 12 damage.
All right, nice.
And I might have him marked as well.
All right,
Oh,
cool.
nice.
UI.
That's appreciated.
Yes.
I
Okay.
like that, Mark.
What did you just?
I rolled.
She rolled her attack and
I
attack.
run up here.
You didn't even look at it. You just.
Yeah.
Good.
Because I know.
Yeah, you don't want to look at it. You don't want to look at it.
To fail. I run up here and I try and hook an axe right into his neck, like right here.
Yeah, and as he's still stunned from the electricity, what's the hit?
14.
A 14 will hit.
4 damage.
All right.
And I guarantee this next one won't hit.
What did you roll?
It's an
I rolled a
automatic
1.
miss.
Oh, a 1. That's a crit fail then. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, as you come up, you take your axe and hook in for that 4 damage, and that brings him out of this this sort of shock that he's in. And immediately he sees your fist coming with the other hand.
No. I was trying to
No.
like in and then slice. But
Oh,
I thought
well,
I
as
was
you come in for the slice, he puts his hand up and grabs it and shoves it off. So it cuts the other way, not causing any serious damage, but leaving some blood.
Gets his little hand, little nick.
All right, Thaddeus.
Well, he's now restrained in front of me. And so I see the vines like wrap around him and I go, I knew you sent him for a reason. And then I'm gonna attack this dude.
All right.
With my spear. There's the crit. That's what I've been looking for. And I'm a paladin, so we're probably gonna do that
Toast him.
smite thing. So I'm gonna hit him. So as I bring my and I actually have divine favor on as well. So
Oh,
my other
buddy.
D4 gone.
You want one?
I got it.
I've got the purple one.
That purple one is dreadful. So as I bring my weapon forward, then the tip, which was glowing faintly with holy light, just explodes with a radiance as I slam into it. Stop it.
I move my vines away from said spear.
Okay, well there we go. 7, 12, 16, 19, 21,
Stop.
25 damage.
Nice. All right, nice hit. All right.
Fall before the light.
In anger, you can hear him say, "Let me go!" And he swings his battle axe up, and now he's just in a reckless rage. And as he swings his battle axe up into the vine,
Everyone gets opportunity attacks.
And we're all still at advantage.
Wait, I do too?
yeah.
That's a net 19.
Do I get advantage
I
since I'm
crit.
technically holding them?
Oh, and a boy.
What's that?
Do I get advantage if I'm holding them?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 more vines come out from me as they go to try to enter his mouth.
So why are they doing this?
Oh!
So he used a
You
Warlord's
saw
Mark,
that, right?
which what that allows is that
It
whenever
went-
he uses
Oh,
Warlord's Mark,
no.
if this creature then makes an attack that does not include him, everyone within 5 feet gets to make an opportunity attack.
Oh, cool.
All right, so what are our hits?
I've got a 9 nat 4, 5, 9 damage with
Okay.
the spear.
I missed both.
Crit for
Nice.
23.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. All right, nice, very nice.
How's this dude looking?
He's looking real bad.
That's-
And now as he's flying into this furious rage, he starts hacking at those vines.
Strength save.
He's not gonna try.
Okay, so
He's
just
not
gonna
trying
hit
to
me.
break. He's just gonna try to hit you. He got a 19 and a 17.
Both
We
hit.
get to hit him again because he attacked twice.
Oh, sure enough.
But it does take your
Oh, does it
reaction.
take
to
a
do so,
reaction?
'cause it's an
Yeah.
No, but it's an opportunity
But
attack.
it says without using your reaction.
Does it say without using a reaction?
Yeah, that's the big thing about it.
Okay, cool. Because I didn't think I had seen that on there.
Let's see, Warlord Mark. Once you hit a creature with a melee attack, you may mark it as a bonus action. If a creature marked by you attacks someone other than yourself, you and any of your allies within reach may make an opportunity attack against the creature without expending a reaction.
Okay.
I crit him again.
There you go. Before that happens, though,
Oh, okay. Then here's
you
Yeah,
will
hits you twice.
take 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second one, since it triggers the attack still goes off, so you can all do it.
Yep.
The second one hits for 10 slashing damage.
Ooh.
I draw out of vine.
Blind light lord.
Alright, and since you hit, are you aiming to kill or knock out?
This one.
This one we should talk to.
Yeah, I'm trying to aim to knock.
Alright, so slamming your shield into
Oh,
him,
okay.
you knock him unconscious.
And I point my spear up at the this guy, and then the two archers, I guess, and go, surrender now.
Both of them drop their stuff and start running.
Oh no.
I'm gonna beat
no.
this guy up.
Alright, yeah, you can make opportunity attack.
And
And
he's
me
leaving
too,
your
right?
reach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I hit my unarmed or just the axe?
Just the axe.
Yeah,
Just
just
one
the
attack.
Alright.
13, I believe.
13, that'll hit.
8 plus 3.
Man, Thaddeus.
For
Really came through at the end.
8 damage.
8 damage, alright.
I was 11 to hit.
11 will hit.
Yeah, they're
Leather
they're
armor.
garbage, AC.
Alright, that is
Man,
where it's
for
nothing.
11 damage.
11
Not
hit.
very dick
Alright, cool.
Wait, how is he going away?
He is running towards
Too
the stairs
slushy because he's too.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Oh, I see that. I see now that Steam's there, so he's actually gonna leap off the other side.
Oh, I see.
Darn
Go through the
Skippy.
door.
No, he's gonna leap off. Oh yeah, I guess there's another
Go through
door over
the
there.
door.
He does
The
that.
door. That's what I
Yeah, and then he goes down that way.
With his
Well, he can go real fast. What is that? He's a
I
dwarf.
mean, do you want to try to keep stopping him? Move him.
I was charging at
He
him.
can move 12 because he's gonna dash.
5, 10.
He can
15,
move less than
20,
that
25,
Why?
because
30.
dwarves have a movement of 25.
How many object interactions does he get to open doors?
This guy's a movement of 30
Oh, that's weird.
45,
because they're monsters.
I mean,
They're
let's just be
monsters.
real
The
here.
energy stat block is.
60.
I think he'd have to use his action to open that door.
Seems wrong.
No, that's
yeah,
an
you would.
object interaction.
I guess
It
that makes
is,
sense.
but
But
you
yeah,
need
he
two
would.
doors.
So he can get to that door, and then he opens it. And how much move does he have left of his first one?
5,
So
10, 15.
he doesn't have to do all that. He can angle.
Well,
Says,
he can go straight
yeah.
through this wall.
well, because he's going up and opening the door.
It's from that weird angle.
Yeah,
Oh well.
Open. 25.
there you go. That's where he ends up.
Alright.
I'm still tackling.
Yeah, you want
All
to
right.
get him.
Osborne.
I could care less about the people running. We have the
All right.
leader, so I just stand over the leader and make sure he's not going anywhere.
It's Steam.
It is always easier to interrogate with two suspects. I'm going to try to tackle this.
All right. Roll me an athletics check.
Yeah.
Get it, wizard!
Here we go. Tackle him. Okay, that's a 3.
As you come up to tackle him, he slams an elbow back into your throat and you stumble down.
You fall down the stairs. You
Alright.
fall
Yeah, I
down.
had momentum. I'll keep-
Okay, so I'm gonna. You have him.
Morning's
I'm going
getting
down.
away.
So can I do that diagonal?
Throw
Yeah,
a
it
thorn
just
whip
it'll
down.
still cost the 20 to go up the ladder.
Okay, so
Oh, Colby,
20.
can I retcon? I did Thorn Whip and
Thirty.
tied it around.
Oh, and the
The
guy
boss?
who's down.
Sure.
that's 30 right now. Could I potentially?
Yeah, you can roll an athletics check on him.
Actually, I don't even feel that I want to keep him alive.
Well, you did.
Esteem's gasping something at you from the ground.
Okay, great. That was a 21.
Oh boy.
That'll do it. So as he's running, you take your pike and you swing it, tripping him up, clotheslining him on the stairs, and he stumbles down to the bottom of the stairs.
Where's your honor? Get back to your leader.
He says, "Well, that guy ain't my leader. He's just another fellow what was paid."
Paid? For what?
Well, you just saw for what?
To hurt us? Anybody asking information about the company?
What company?
The High Mountains Company.
High Mountains. I don't know what you're talking about. That's
Who
one of them.
paid you?
Like I'm gonna tell you that.
I'm gonna hold up my axe.
I wish I could be more intimidating
And
right
it
now.
is dripping of the blood of his friend.
Are we? Can we all be over there? I suppose. Sure.
No.
I look over at him and then I gesture towards the red-bearded one who's on the ground over there and I say, "We only need one of you to talk."
That's the
11.
roll intimidation. You have advantage because he's helping.
11.
All right. She looks around. And he says, "That's fine. I ain't no rat."
You're willing to die for your patron. They paid you very well, I imagine.
Well, if I don't die here, they'll pay someone else to kill me.
We don't have to kill you right away. Roll me an intimidation.
The silencer and I are
I'm gonna-
well versed.
I'm gonna just
Stop
brush
it.
like my cloak aside, and hanging at the back of my cloak, just like visible, almost not quite a multi-tool, but a small pack like that. He can see a couple of implements of torture
All right.
that I'm carrying on my person.
Yeah, while he's intimidating, I'll have my familiar crawl up with a couple of scissors.
Oh, just to see he's
I,
got more.
I have a similar tool set.
All right. Well
Right.
then,
I have a
you can
herbalism
roll me
kit,
a,
so I show
a-
him my
you got-
plants.
and roll me a charisma torturer's tools check.
I
Oh.
have a scalpel
That was real good.
That was
Nat
really
18.
good.
So what's a 22?
and some scissors that are good for
Shaking a
cutting
little
flesh.
bit, he says, "Right,
A needle.
right, fine,
Hmm.
fine. We were hired by one of them out of town dwarves.
Which one?
Was
I
some,
swear to God, if it's Maybach.
some priest it was.
That's right.
Priest.
Priest or a priestess?
Yeah, well he told us we'd be doing a big service to the three.
What's the name?
I didn't give him a name. You don't
What
ask
did he
a
look
name.
like? What do you look like?
What did he
Bald?
look like? Well, no, we
It's not
didn't.
a
We didn't
priest.
meet him in person.
Arbiter.
He left us a letter.
Well, let's see the letter. Who had it?
Pulls it out. It's like a dead drop style letter
Okay.
where it's basically like he'd left this, organized this this trade. It's written in a fine flowing hand. It's not signed, but he says, "Paid us a copper bar apiece for the work."
And that's how much do we know that is?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Is that like
Copper
5
bar, I
gold?
think, was
Iron is
roughly
10.
5 gold.
Yeah, so pretty solid pay.
Or no, maybe it was. Actually, I think copper bar is 1 gold each.
1 gold.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Good bit of
It's
money.
not for an adventurer, but for a common person, then a gold
It's like a
is
year's
pretty good.
wage. Almost.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Pretty
Because
solid amount of
typically,
money.
your average worker would make about a copper piece a day.
Yeah, so you make about
A
like,
skilled
3.5
laborer
gold
would make
year.
a silver a day. And so, if you're making a silver a day, that means a whole, third of a month's pay is 1
Yeah,
gold.
just right there, and that's if you're a skilled laborer, which I guess these guys kind of are, because they're bodyguards or
Yeah.
soldiers or mercs or whatever.
So this guy basically gave them
Right.
basically a third of a month's pay each.
And what were the instructions that were given in the letter? What are they supposed to do?
It says to that the Temple of Three has some enemies in town, and it says
Who are
that
the three?
The 3 gods of the dwarves.
it says that you guys are causing problems, and removing you would do a big service for the 3.
Interesting. So they're investigating a murder, not causing any sort of disturbance for the 3.
Look, all I know is we've followed our directions. Yeah, unless you know of another group that includes a human, a fallow, or 2 humans, a fallow, a halfling, and a dwarf. You seen any more of those in town?
I'm not a human.
What are you? A wood elf.
I'm
A
a
human, a
wood
wood elf, a
elf.
fallow, a halfling, and a
Rude.
dwarf.
A partridge in some kind of pear tree or something? And no.
We must
no.
have just missed them.
Yeah,
On our
I'm
way.
sure you did. I'm sure you did.
We should just let him go.
This one is mindless. He has no. He doesn't care to ask questions. He is
He took
of
a
no
job.
use to us.
Well, he means
He is
no.
me.
He means no harm to us right now.
So
He means no harm to
He
us
is
right
also
now.
of no use
Wait.
to us.
I don't think
Wait.
So, doesn't mean we have to kill it.
Wait. Payment was to come to you at some point. A great service to the 3. Was there monetary payment or something material?
Like I said, copper bar piece.
And were you to collect it? You collected it in advance. It was with this note.
It was for half of us waiting in there. I guess they figured that we'd make sure that the half that got their pay did the job. The rest of us would, I mean.
I see. And for the rest of you, when were you to be paid?
When we completed the job.
And where were you supposed to go in order to receive that?
Same drop.
Right. Where's the drop?
Brewster. He's being cute. He says, drops over
That old shack side of town. Nobody uses it. But we have some business that operates out of there sometimes. And anyone who needs service can walk up to the drop, and there's a box out front, a crate. You drop what you need in that crate. We do the job, you drop the payment in afterwards. Most people in town know about it. Different people pick it up from time to time. It's known that oftentimes whoever is down on their luck in town will go pick up a job from there. But that and there, and he gestures to the one with the fiery red hair. He says, he ain't down on his luck at all. He's a good worker. I say worker. His work's the work of death. He's a soldier.
I know that life.
He's one of the Royal Guard.
He's pretty bad at his job.
Wait, one of the Royal Guard
One of the Royal Guard indeed.
is taking work as a mercenary.
Oh, he didn't take no work. He insisted that no pay be rendered upon him.
He's doing this at a piety.
That's right. That one there is one of them zealots.
I suppose I can understand.
Zealot meaning. Well, yeah, I know what zealot means, but what
That's
is he a
exactly-
zealot of?
The three.
The three.
And what are the three?
The gods.
Gods
Marvel,
of the dwarves.
Agris, the
And they don't like foreigners?
They've
Why-
just been given an instruction and told it will greatly be to the benefit of the
They said we're causing trouble for the church, basically.
Cool.
If a zealot is given something like, oh, hey, something bad going down at the church, you need to get rid of these people, he's not going to ask questions. He's just going to go kill
Yeah,
them.
if someone's a witch. All right.
Hey, I don't mind unless they do that.
Greg.
Sarah!
There you go.
I've killed
I
a
can
fly.
assure you that I do float.
I think we should let him go.
Let him go.
Yeah,
I don't have any reason to kill him.
yeah.
They'll kill him.
That's
in
what
the
I'm
end.
saying, is you ain't got no reason.
Don't
He
push
has
your
no
luck.
reason to kill us.
He didn't.
Well, I
he did
had,
not
I had
hit
a
us.
whole
He got paid.
third of a month's pay to kill you.
It's a little bit of a reason.
That's a pretty good reason.
Will anybody pay me to kill him?
No.
No.
Seems like you don't have much reason.
I was
Can
trying
I-
to make a point.
We did not come here to kill dwarves. We came here to solve him.
Yes.
I think we should give him a
Kinsman
quarter of a month's pay to not talk about this.
Why?
Why?
Have him spread the word of his friend's loss.
Right. He's not going to talk about it. He lost badly. You wouldn't have any real reason to spread this around, would you?
I don't see a reason. I'll start spreading this pretty soon. Whoever left that note for me is gonna come after me.
Exactly. So,
I figure I make sure he don't find out who I am. He may not even know who picked up the note.
I doubt that. He'll most likely find you.
He might have been watching.
so get a head start. Go.
Right. Well, thanks for your mercy then. He stands up and dusts himself off and he says, if you don't mind. And he just sort of calmly walks away, like looking from side to side at first to make sure no one's watching, and then just acts like he's going about his business.
I stabbed him in the back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I'm just
with your
kidding.
axe.
Just kidding.
I'd like to wake up Firehead.
Firehead.
You wake him up.
Johnny Firehead.
Ooh.
Good to meet you.
Well!
Oh,
Rise and
God.
shine.
No, I want to be there.
Ugh. You a foolish lot!
I'd like to mention to the DM, since I have Thorn Whip on him, if he makes any hasty moves, I'm gonna roll a d6 for damage.
He looks over at his axe and looks over at his spear, but he leaves him there for now. And he says, "You a lot tougher than you look, Bo."
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. That's very kind of you. to say.
That's
Thank you.
very kind.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not? Are we not?
We are
supposed-
not taking compliments.
Then I mean, shut up.
It's Rich. He says, "Right, I'm shaking here in my boots."
We were told by, well, one of them, don't know where he's gone now, that you received a dead drop notification that we were somehow causing trouble for the three.
Oh, I didn't receive nothing like that.
No, I know. You insisted on being involved in it.
That's right. You causing problems for the church.
How?
All I know is I was told you what.
We're here investigating a murder.
Well, now. A murder. You here investigating Branbury's murder?
Yes.
Right.
Causing trouble.
Detective
And I
Watts.
bet you're on the take to that company what wants to tear down the temple.
No,
No,
Quite
actually.
the opposite.
we want to save the
I
temple.
would actually like to keep this.
Right, right. Well, that's likely what you think, but they're manipulating you, I can tell.
Who is they?
We've not even spoken to them yet.
What we plan to do is, at some point, go down to your temple that was long abandoned and clear it out for you so that maybe you can use it again.
You may speak to your priestesses.
Right, well, I'm sure they want to clear it out for us so that we can use it again as a road.
No, it will still be there.
That's not what them companies been saying.
The reason that we think, or that I think, that they think it's easier for them to make a hole and destroy this church is that it's because it's not being used. If we clear it out and use it again, there will be purpose for it, meaning that they maybe won't tear it down.
Look, I don't care who killed the old man. I don't. All I care, I don't care that justice is done. All I care is that the judgment goes the right way.
Well,
And if the judgment goes in the favor of this company that wants to tear down your temple, you would roll over and take that. Is that
No,
right?
I wouldn't.
I would not think so. Which is why we are investigating to see who is pulling these strings and who wants to take down this temple and who has murdered Branrear to instigate everything.
Like I said, I don't care about none of that. As far as I'm concerned, you can plant evidence, you can make up false claims. You make sure that company gets the right thing. That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like we are working toward the same goal, though from different benefactors. Who sent you on this job?
One of my friends told me about the dead drop. Knew I'd be interested. But we're not working for the same goal. You're trying to find out the truth. I don't care about the truth.
clearly.
I want the judgment to go the right way. You
Oh.
want it to go the just way.
What's the right way?
The one that he wants.
And what
Which
do you
is-
want?
It's to
He
help
wants
the church.
temple to be remaining. That's what he wants.
I would like for that to happen too.
We all want that.
You're not willing to do the things what needs to be done, though.
I stare around to his dead companions and go,
I'm
I
not
think so.
talking about killing. Any old fool can kill. He says, what happens when you find out that Thefrim didn't cheat? What happens when you find out that the land rightfully belongs to him? And he sells to the folks that are going to dig right through that temple. Then what happens? You going to kill them all?
No.
You going to poison them? You going to plant the evidence to make sure that the wrong thing happens to them?
I could.
You gonna?
No, we.
Or we could
I
try.
don't know if we'll be doing that.
Right. Right. You look like mighty rich folks, you do.
Well,
It's hardly profitable
apparently we are.
to
So
split upon the faith of the dwarves. It's much more profitable to reclaim a lost holy site, to return it to its former glory.
This trade
Until
route
now,
ain't opening to more dwarves. It's opening to the line. Them humans, they don't care. They couldn't give anything that comes out of a
I'm-
bull's behind about our
very
religion.
Sorry to tell you that a human will buy anything as long as it's from the dwarves.
Hey.
Right.
Maybe.
Yes.
And so, when that trade route's open, it won't matter to them whether we destroy the temple or
No,
not.
no,
As
no.
far as they're concerned, we're putting down heathen
I
religions.
believe they call them tourists. in the
Who's
United
to stop
Kingdom.
us?
They are those who.
He's playing with miniatures.
It's as though they're on a pilgrimage of life, but in a more mild, lifelong sort of way. They're out to see the world and experience any other culture that they can, whether no matter how diluted it may be. If this temple was to be reopened, then there are commemorative things that could be made to be given to the humans, and I can assure you they would purchase them. holy symbols, weaponry that we don't even use, anything like that, foodstuffs that are made traditionally dwarven. It is assured that humans passing through would be glad to get a visit from the dwarven gods.
Look,
and
I don't
pick
know
up
why
some-
you're trying to convince me of this. None of this matters. I'm not the one who's going to destroy the temple.
I was telling you what I would do if that was their decision. That is the pitch that I would make to them. As
Now,
well.
you are apparently a zealot of the old faith, right?
Three, that's right. It ain't old, boy. It's still mighty alive.
So,
And being used the wrong way.
I'm a priest of the green of the old war.
You're a priest of the old ways of humans.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, very different.
Very good. Never mind.
Y'all have-
I retract
y'all
last
hate
statement.
Stop it.
He's all about black and white, and he uses piety in a wrong way. I care not for this conversation.
Who was your friend?
I would like to talk to someone.
My friend?
Yes, who is the friend who told you about our work here?
My friend. That fella up there. And he gestures to the one that she killed earlier.
Oh,
I see.
You shouldn't have invited us. I don't actually. I'm not dead. This cat.
Mm.
Johnny Booster.
Booster. I'm getting assaulted by Booster. I'm just gonna point that out.
well, I'm sorry about your loss of a friend. What all did you see at the dead drop?
He didn't.
I didn't
go
go.
to the dead drop.
Oh, how are you very sorry.
We might check that other dude then for any other notices that he might have had. Like he seemed to be the leader who kind of
He's
sent this guy
gone.
here. I mean, check his body, not check his mind.
Can we just...
that guy.
yeah,
the
the other guy.
friend. I thought you meant
Alright,
the one that we
take his
talked to
weapons.
before he
The
left.
dead one.
Says you're gonna be robbing from Royal Guard.
That'd be a poor decision.
Seeing as
It
how
was
the
a poor
royal
decision
guard
for them to
attempted
do
to
this.
try to kill me
Yes,
for no reason.
But we're not royal guards. We're outsiders here, even me. He, on the other hand, is a member of the royal
Is-
guard.
is
I'm
it
gonna
the-
Your
inspect.
friend's a smart fella.
I'm gonna
And you are not.
inspect his weapons.
That's what you think. You inspect his weapons?
Yeah, are they like
I mean, they're
Real
very
nice.
fine dwarven make. They've got gold filigree on them.
cool?
Silencer, I perhaps do not know the rule of Dwarven law. Are outsiders fair victims to attempted murder from royal guards?
Or are they
Royal
just
guards
above
do
the
not
law?
have. Royal guards do not have complete carte blanche to do whatever they like.
I'm sure it's the same where you come from. People tend to trust the word of a lawman, even if the lawman's in the wrong. A lawman killing an outsider, that goes on every day.
What if you have no tongue?
Well, not be assaulting a lawman.
Who would you tell?
Well,
He wouldn't need to.
Sometimes dwarves
Why?
bite their
Because the
tongues when
proof
they
would be
fall
right
down.
there. There's a group of outsiders. He comes in, writes a note that a group of outsiders assaulted him and burned out his
Oh
tongue.
man, we have
He
to
then
take off
shows-
his fingers too.
Then take out his tongue, take out his fingers, take out his feet, so he can't do anything.
And then he goes to one of the priests of the three who can read his thoughts.
To this degree, we may as well kill him. Is that what I understand?
They can
No.
read thoughts.
We've
where are
already-
you getting a fool idea like that?
They could. Oh no, that'd be a great old one. Never mind, I didn't say that. I thought it was a base warlock spell in my
No.
head, but it's just a great old one. Sorry, I didn't say that part.
Oh, you said it. Now you maybe that's something Thaddeus believes.
Yeah, maybe I don't say it. And I go, oh, no, that's the other one.
Either way, we're not gonna get anything from him. Why don't we just knock him out, loot whatever, and get out of here?
Hmm. Here's the issue. The other one, wherever he went, has no business in coming after us again. This one, on the other hand, is driven by his faith. If we kill him, we're murderers. If we let him
Can't do
go,
it.
he can come after us again. If we maim him, that's assault.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh,
I
I'm
would
not going to
love
make
to.
any deals with
No,
you.
no, no. I would be interested to hear this. At least hear it.
I'm also curious.
I'll have some of my men watching you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see how I feel about the moves you're making. Unless I feel you're doing something to hurt the church, you won't be a target of my attacks.
I have no wish to hurt the church.
I'm not here to dismantle religion.
Respect the city and respect the faith. And I might respect you.
Why don't you ask your god and see if we're doing any harm to him?
The gods work in mysterious ways. You ever spoken to a god, son?
Not yours.
Nor any, I suppose.
I don't feel you have either.
I hadn't. You can't speak directly to a god. If you could, there wouldn't be much of a god.
Well, you're using it for nefarious purposes.
I think you're using your presence here for nefarious purposes.
You're the reason I do not like piety.
You're the reason I don't like foolish men who deny the gods.
Thaddeus off to the side is quietly mending his wounds with a lay on hands.
Alright?
I'm gonna release him from the thorn whip.
I have my men watching you. Till then, I won't say a word of this, and I won't come after you.
That sounds good.
Your name?
No names.
Fair enough.
He already knows ours.
I do not wager that he does.
Then no names. Pleasant rumblings.
Go safe in the deep.
I guess we will depart this.
Give him a little slap on the butt as I go by.
Don't do that.
Good play, good
Good
play.
play, good play.
Crappy end of that deal.
Hmm?
We got the crappy end of that deal.
Well, there really wasn't a good way out. It was a little bit of a Kobayashi Maru. Just a smidgen of one.
Alright, so
Yeah,
who are we
Star
going
Trek
to see?
reference in a D&D game. The nerd's nerd. That's me.
Who are we going to see? Deep
I-
Roads or High Mountains?
High Mountains.
Man, well, we just came to the High Mountains, right? Or
Yeah,
We were on the way. This was like halfway
Oh,
there.
I see.
Oh,
That's
let's
my
go High
only thing.
Mountains.
We might as well finish.
Well, yeah,
it.
I want to check that. Did that other guy who
We'll loot the
was
bodies,
his friend?
of course.
Yeah, loot the bodies.
Loot the bodies? Alright.
Well, he asked us.
So
not
these
to.
guys had, no, they don't have anything like that. These guys had, each of the
Feel kinda
two
bad about this.
that were up on the balconies, the one of them you let go. But the other one had a heavy crossbow and a mace at his side. And he was wearing leather armor sized for a dwarf. And then the other two
I could wear it.
were unarmed and unarmored.
How much would the leather for dwarf be?
How much would it sell for?
Or how much could I wear?
Could you wear it? No, it'd be way too big for you. Yeah.
Do they have like any holy symbols or anything? Okay.
Do they have a letter?
One of them has the letter that.
I'd like to take all the copper that they.
Yeah, and so you get a total of there are 5 of them, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, 5 of them.
Mhm.
So you get a total of 2 copper.
Cool.
2 copper bars, which
Oh, I
is
was like,
essentially
wait,
2
what?
gold.
Yeah, 2 gold. Who has party loot?
I'll add it to it here.
Nick's got it
Are we just using this one?
What?
Are we just using this one now?
Does
think
that
we're
not
just
have a
using- I
space
think we're
for
just
party
using
food
it.
in it?
It's got enough space, I think.
I
We don't
can
get
I can
that.
go back to recording it if you'd like.
Oh, nah, I like this one.
Fine.
Nah, if you want to keep it up, yeah, you got a big book. I was just curious at the time while we were betting.
So on to the high road, high mountains.
Alright.
Yep.
Well, you arrive at the office of the High Mountains Company. Let me find the right page here.
Really enough people.
Alright.
Not even the main suspect.
Yeah.
So as you walk into the office, there's a little bell that rings as you open the door, and a man looks up from a desk. He's got a pipe in his hand, and he looks up and he says, "Oh, well, hello.
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 Waking day.
You must be
stranger.
those outsiders."
How could you tell?
Well, I have very good intuition. He says, he smiles and he says, He stands and he says, "Excuse me." He takes his pipe and he kind of puts it out and he sets it down on the table and he says, "Mervyn is the name. I believe this is the custom where you come from." Yes.
It's one that I've learned.
Pleasant rumblings and a pleasure to meet you all.
Do dwarves not shake hands?
They do not.
Okay.
He says, I'm glad to hear you're investigating the murder. What is it I can do for you? And this man has a very finely braided beard, braided in 3 parts, as well as a bushy,
He's rich.
twirled mustache. He's very rich. And he's got his hair pulled back into a ponytail. And there is Mervyn. For any notes you want to take on him?
Oh man, if I could look like this individual before I die, my life is
He's a
perfect.
cool looking dude.
Oh man, this guy looks so good. I wish to look like this man at some point.
What a cool fella. Right, so I suppose we have
He
a question.
exudes
Who
wealth.
was it that really wanted to come and speak with these
I do.
representatives? Oh boy. I guess that means you're taking the lead here, Oz.
Let me see his name again.
Mervyn.
Mervyn.
With an H.
Mervyn.
Mervyn.
Yes? That's still me.
Now, are you wanting to buy land from Thindrin?
Well, of course I am, yes.
How much are you willing to pay?
Heffron.
Well, how much am I willing to pay? That is, unfortunately, quite a bit less than I'm going to end up paying. I'd agreed to a deal with Branrir before he died, and now Thefrin's charging me twice what he was, the swindler.
Interesting.
How do you feel about the game they played? Do you feel like it was rigged, like everyone's been saying?
Oh, I don't know anything about that. It's a game. It's a fool's game to bet such large quantities of land.
Yes,
That's how I feel about it.
Well, I will agree with that, but someone was murdered from it, so you can't just put it by the wayside. So I was wondering what your opinion is.
I wasn't there. I don't know either of the men involved. It would be foolish for me to comment on it. I'm just a representative from out of town.
Where from out of town?
Me? Well, I'm from all over. Travel through Thangorodrim representing the company. We've opened quite a few trade routes. We had a very productive one going between Thrimakath and Caneth before the, Thrimakath and what was the Waste, before King Philip and the Iron Duke instituted themselves. Now that the war's been going on, we haven't been able to trade through the line. So it's been quite good. It would be quite important for us to acquire this trade route.
I agree.
Just as an aside, then we know that the High Mountains Company is the one that trades with both Thrimakath and Caneth.
Yeah, they got
So-
more money.
Those who are most loyal to Caneth, which would presumably be these two, would be more in favor of High Mountains getting the deal, whereas the people who are more in service of the Crown of Thrimakath, which would be these two, would be more in favor of the other one, Deep
That's
Roads getting the
convenient,
deal.
so I get to be the...
Yeah, Esteem is kind of like, I
None
don't
of these
trade.
matters to me.
I don't trade. I don't like, nah.
How do you feel about the temple in the middle of the road?
The temple?
Yes, sir.
It'd be a shame to bring it down, but it did save us the money. Now, if someone were to be able to fund, if the temple could raise a fund, then perhaps we could build around it. But we're gonna go straight through unless that were to happen.
How much of a fund are we
Unfortunately,
talking about?
how much of a fund? Oh, I'd say it'd have to be quite a lot. It's going to cost us quite a bit to get around where that temple used to be. But it's not functioning, you understand.
No, I understand.
He says, I would say, well, it would have to be around, what currency do you use? The King's gold piece still? Is that the standard?
That's a nice.
It would be about
Solid.
2,000 of your gold. He says,
Richer than our blood.
unfortunately, I don't think the priests are interested in that. They seem to be taking more unsavory measures.
What do you mean?
Well, I told this to your Nullius as well. But I saw that court priest, Tudila, coming out of the lavatory where Branrir's body was found in a rush,
God.
clutching a knife. I saw her with it. I don't know if she knew I saw her, but she went running
Where'd it
back
go?
in. When she came back out, no knife.
We found that knife. It appears to be the one that cut his
Oh,
blind, but it does not appear to be the thing that killed
Explains
him.
why she was.
She blamed him though.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tudila's the one that's the mentor of Bello.
Well, yeah. She
And
said
so
that he was
she's
talking
the
about
she's the forge priestess kind
So
of
is
chick.
Bello in on this? Dude. Give me a break.
And it was, so
Bring
far
me
as
up
we
a
can
piece of
tell,
that.
so far as we can tell,
Fancy?
it was a fungus from the deep parts of the
Football
world
queen.
that might have, well, that's correlation, causation,
Football
fallacy, but weird fungus from the deep. Also, his heart exploded unnaturally. 2 and 2 do occasionally make 4.
And
Uh,
God, all of this.
And so we've got that, and now we have her having left the scene of the crime, and of course that knife, that was Bello's work, wasn't it? Didn't she say?
She said it was fine work.
She said it was cord make.
Oh,
okay,
that's
right.
I look around.
So now we have her there with him.
And when she gave it back to me, she did
well,
so
I guess I'll roll
tersely.
insight on the guy to see
That's
if he's. What did you say?
When she gave it back to me, she did so tersely.
Yeah.
What's
I
that
tried.
mean?
I
She didn't
couldn't
really
detect
want it.
other than she was
I look
very.
around the
I'd
room.
like to make an
To,
insight check to see if he's being honest with his recollection.
I'm gonna.
14.
Yeah, everything he says has seemed totally flat out honest.
I'm gonna look around the room to see if there's any rope that resembles the rope
Mhm,
that I
mhm,
took up from the.
All right. You look around and there doesn't seem to be any rope at all here. In fact.
Okay.
You hear the bell open again, and you see a wood elf standing at the door, and she looks around.
I know you.
Oh,
You're a wood elf too.
I forgot her name.
And she sees you. She says,
Oh, Thaler.
Hello there. Who are all of you people?
You're Thaler, right?
That's right.
"Thala." And as you look at her, she, a typical wood elf. She's got sort of dirty blonde hair and green eyes, and she's dressed. She's dressed in workers' clothing. She's fair of face, and she seems to be very fit as well. There's Thala for you.
That's pretty cool, right?
No.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh cool. Wow,
Wow.
she's
That's very
gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Well, hello.
Wow, wow, wow.
So more for Owen Wilson, not John.
Yeah. Well, hello.
But the Brandon Eddy voice eventually becomes.
What?
You shine.
You looked at me like, really?
No, I was
Like,
really
what did I
making,
do?
I was making that voice.
You made her pretty.
Oh, there you go.
I was making that voice to the wow, hello.
I
What
did
are you
magic
doing?
for the camera.
He's gone behind the door.
Convenient.
Yeah, sleight of hand magic. See.
And then he jumped on me a second ago.
I saw.
He's-
Thaler, to answer your question, we are the outsiders who are trying to investigate Branra's murder.
Oh, well, that's a shame about all that.
Oh, they're Irish.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
we hear that you are a liaison of sorts for what exactly?
Me, myself? Well, I work here for Mervyn. And Mervyn says, "Oh yes, she's been quite useful to us. Quite a hard worker she is."
Does she handle, well, do you handle the money side? Or?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I work with my hands. I'm a surveyor. Go out and I take a look and I tell him how the profitability of various ventures would be.
I see. Well, we are debating, trying to figure out what would happen if we were to go around the temple.
Not particularly profitable, although I understand it from a moral perspective. No, that would be quite expensive. What was it we agreed on, Mervyn? And he said, well, as I said, it would have to be about 2,000 gold that would
Here we go.
make the difference.
Looks directly into the camera.
And she shakes her head and she says, I never quite could wrap my head around the money side of things. I can tell you things profitable, but as far as the amount of money, well, we don't use that where we come from.
The Wood Elves, they have a barter system.
Yeah, they just barter for stuff.
Yeah, but you should know this.
No, that was out of character. I didn't know that. In character, yeah, totally got it.
Yeah, this money thing.
Had you considered that a dwarven temple may prove a fine pit stop along this trade route?
I'm sorry?
Had you considered that this temple may have been useful as a place to rest for the caravan?
It might, and I surveyed that as well. I thought about it, but as I was planning out the route, I realized
it'd be so much more time consuming, labor intensive, and it would cost us more to dig even slightly around the temple. See, if we were to dig straight through the temple, then we'd already be going through what's essentially a hollow cavern. But if we went around, we'd have to dig it out ourselves.
So would it destroy the temple a great deal if you did that?
Sounds like the temple
Well, it
is
would
in the cavern.
Be entirely destroyed.
Mm.
You see, the dwarves, they like to build sort of into the walls underground, especially the old ones did. And so as you pass through there, if we break through the wall, well, the temple wall's destroyed.
Who's to use that?
Give me the
I think I might have a deal for you, Henry. So who has the
Mervyn?
Mervyn. Henry?
Close.
I think I have a deal with you, Mervyn.
And what is it that you're offering? We're always open to profitable ventures.
I am now a partner for a
Oh,
vast company
oh,
who sells
yeah,
great
shake
deals
it.
of
Yeah.
profit around
Great.
the world,
great
actually.
deals
And
are
they're-
all in the world.
Great deals of profit. Well, I am interested.
Color me intrigued. Go on, insight check.
He does not
Just him?
care one
Does
bit.
22.
He is not even a little bit intrigued.
Fair enough.
Continue with your map.
Anyways, I'd like to say that maybe we can move into that chapel. We can actually move in a shop. That way, it is a pit stop along the road. It will help anyone on the road, and maybe you could take 10% profit.
The church uses money for everything. We could charge people to come in or stay, healing, blessings, whatever.
Right. Well, the church isn't going to agree to something like that. They see people like me as leeches. But I appreciate the offer.
Now, you say you're investigating this murder. Let's focus on that.
Good job, DM.
He says,
That's the
oh, I see. He says,
focus.
there is something, however, that could help both of us.
Kale to that. I don't say that. I don't say that.
Tudile is not the only member of the church here in town. There's, of course, Arthur, and then, of course, Dogwood.
Who?
Darn.
Who?
We have not met him.
Who?
Met
Oh, you've not met Dogwood.
Who?
He says,
I don't know.
She had a stroke.
Dogwood's a priest from out of town, I think. I haven't seen him before.
Was a he priest?
Yeah. Mhm.
Someone said something about a heat.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yep.
that was the assumption made by the
Those are the guys who were
Knight of
killing us.
Swords,
Oh.
that the priest who hired them was a dude, because a lot of priests are dudes.
He says, so, this priest has been asking around about this murder a bit too much. And I would recommend you speak with him. It's also come to my attention that he's asked one or two people about a map to a particular mithril lode. Whew. Jesus. Now,
Mithril is a very expensive, unique ore.
Now, if I were to have this map in my possession, well, I could easily afford to build around the temple.
I imagine you could.
Well.
I
What's-
assume-
Perhaps we should have a talk with this priest.
I think we said.
Perhaps you should.
Oz really likes Mervyn because he wants to trade with Kenneth. So
Can I do
It's
like
too-
a just like a
Huh?
general
Do you have a question
truthfulness
for
insight on him?
Sure, I guess.
Only a final question about the trade route, but nothing
Uh,
concerning
12.
murder.
Alright.
His
I mean,
point.
everything he's saying seems genuine. He definitely is willing to acquire. It seems like he's implying that you could acquire this map in less than savory means,
Yeah.
as long as it ends up in his hands and
Is-
he doesn't know where it came from.
Right.
He's lawful avaricious.
well, and also
Chaotic neutral.
I don't know. He seems willing to work around the church more than what I thought he was going to.
Thaler, would you mind telling me what you were doing, just coming back from.
Where, just now?
Yes.
Oh, well, I had just walked down to meet with a person who's talking about some sort of he was looking for an investor in something.
Right.
I was surveying the profitability of that venture, and it seems profitable, but not on the level that our company would like to acquire.
I think I know
I'm
what
not
you're
an
talking
enemy.
about.
Little telling.
Let's see. I want to hear it. I want to see if I notice. Yeah, maybe.
And Mervin just like looks at you. I know what you're
Um,
talking about.
Yeah,
On
just
to
wait.
the
I'm gonna
dumb
hit this
man.
company. I'm gonna make this company big.
What was that you just rolled to look
To
at?
hear me.
That was
say
me
crap.
rolling perception to
Oh,
see
okay.
if I.
I'm gonna roll
Notice
insight
it.
since I am a partner of Maybeck and she's making fun of my
Okay.
partnership. I'm like, did she really do this?
You-
Because I view
So
Maybeck
you're
as a
roll-
very intelligent
You're rolling an
person.
incredulity check.
Insight is 14.
So you just came from speaking with Maybeck.
Yeah.
And you were waylaid.
Yeah.
If she just came from speaking with Maybeck and she arrived afterwards, that doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
So that's not off either.
I'm sorry, were you making fun of my role?
Yeah.
I guess I wanted to do an insight as well.
Especially if she was doing this talk for long
Yeah.
enough to find this out.
Where was this person that you were speaking to?
It's an out-of-town dwarf, a fella by the name of Maybeck.
Maybeck.
But he's really reputable.
I didn't seem that way.
Oh,
You just
probably shouldn't be a partner with him.
Yes, this is the contract he offered me.
And she pulls up a contract that looks to be similar to some you saw in his office. That it's signed with his name and it's written in.
He said that he didn't want to shake on it unless he could find someone who would actually do it.
Yes.
Why would he sign?
Well, he offered us this contract because he was hoping we'd actually do it. We're not going to sign, though.
But why would he give it to you?
And for us to sign.
Also,
I told him I'd bring it back to
totally
Mervin. Mervin, are we going to do it?
And Mervin says, "I don't think so. Not if you don't think it's profitable."
And we had an altercation along the way.
You came here directly. Well, where did you meet with Mervin?
Maybeck.
Maybeck.
With
Excuse me.
Maybeck?
Yeah.
I met with him in his office.
Where is his office?
It's in his, I suppose office is a bit of a kind word for it. His inn. His room at the inn.
He did say he'd been holed up there.
Yeah. So all right. So chain of events. We spoke to him, and then left, and then were waylaid. Apparently,
Did you go to Bello before or after him?
Before.
Okay, then yeah, I think you came straight from him.
Maybe the case that she got there before us and left before us. And
Wait,
just went and did
no,
another
we went to
thing.
Bello after Maybeck.
Oh, did we?
but even then, we weren't with Bella for very long.
We weren't. Maybe for
Well,
like a few
she
minutes.
Yeah,
did
but then
the
he cut off your
autopsy.
body.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's true too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Crap, we have
Yeah,
nothing
so
on
that's
her.
still a while to. That's still not long enough to be able to draw. I mean, like, there's. Do dwarves have printing presses?
No.
Yeah, you have to write that by hand.
He probably has a lot of them written out.
Well, for specific contracts, I don't know. It might be a really general one, but it might be a very specific one. And if
Well,
that's
let's
the
read
case, you really. What
Did you read it?
Would you mind
It's
if we
fairly
read it?
specific.
No.
Yeah,
She
so
says,
he's-
Of course.
He's either had this one written for a. Oh. Okay, so he could have had it written for a while,
He could have.
which would mean that he
He's been there for 6 days.
might have been counting on them being the ones to get the deal.
Well, and you can see that it says at the top there's a little line that he's drawn for them to fill in their company's name, and they haven't yet, and everything else is general.
Okay.
So it's just a general contract.
Right,
we
but
give
in
everyone.
the specifics of the deal, but
Mhm.
yes, that's
Right.
Man, that makes him seem terribly suspicious.
Well, I'm much more suspicious of Jadila, honestly.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, they seem really suspicious.
Now we are. We've still got a whole other
Our
merchant
news
head
was
to talk
jacked up
about.
too.
Yeah. So I guess we could.
Let's go talk to the man priest.
I kind of have no other questions for these
Um,
folks.
Not yet, no, not anymore.
Yeah.
Smart
Okay.
man, what you
Nah,
got?
yeah, I don't have anything for him either.
I think we should go talk to Duggledore.
Dogged.
Good.
Dugged.
Dargood.
I'm just gonna call him David at some point.
All right.
Like Dimbim?
Oh, well,
Henry?
Jeff?
you are directed to Dogged, and you hear that he is actually in the games house currently.
Oh boy. Alright, let's go.
Play more games.
Headed back to the games house, you find there's a man who's kind of leaning against one of the tables, talking to one of the dealers, and you can see he's wearing several, like, an absurd number of holy symbols. Like really, he is.
I can't.
He's
talk to
Benny
them.
from the Mummy. He's just got
He's
like
got
15.
a he's got a quilted hood, and he has a shield strapped to his back again with a holy symbol on it. And he's talking. He's got a black beard and a furrowed brow. Looks like that.
Not for me.
And as you approach, he turns around and he gives you a wide smile.
I see.
Oh.
What's that?
Crap.
He's not a priest of
No.
what I would have guessed. So I actually I see the holy symbols covering his shield and his necklace and go, huh.
I really don't like this.
He's a priest of the Green Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got suns and and
it
various
matches in
symbols of
fact
fire.
the holy
He
symbol.
probably
that Thaddeus is
really
wearing.
doesn't
He
like
turns around
me.
and he sees you and he gives you a wide smile and he says, "Well now, sir, what a fine day this is! The light shines down upon us."
It seems too. This is very unexpected.
"Well, well! And you look to be a noble knight of some sort, is that right?"
I'm a member of the Silencers. Yes.
"Oh, a silencer! Well, hope you don't silence me. My preaching is all for the good of the Greenway, you understand?"
I'm going to immediately make an insight check against
All right.
this gentleman.
I can't run away.
It's a it's a 13. So I've
He
got-
didn't seem to recognize what you meant when you said you were a silencer.
Interesting. And all of his stuff is sons though?
Yeah, it's all holy symbols of Lorimir. He's got the Book of Lorimir hanging by his belt.
I don't
Hey
wanna
guys,
talk
I'm one
to
of
you.
you.
Yeah, whose attention can I catch? Whose opinion I respect?
Oh, you can probably talk to me.
I could.
You don't like any of us.
I against
Well, you
all
don't
of
not
Thaddeus's
like him.
better judgment, someone whose opinion he is starting to respect is the. It's very irritating. He respects your expertise in your field of cutting dead people and living people,
I'm really good at killing people.
and you're a good dude.
I'm a great.
So he leans
Cursing
in and he
So I kind of look over at you and go,
says, "A bright day this is. Well then, let's talk." And that's what we'll call today's session.
Nice.
"All right, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
We got
Like,
combat this
subscribe.
time.
Share, like, subscribe
Smash that like
Investigating
button.
all day.
all day.